today I thought for this video I'm gonna do tier list ranking every single monster. This tier list has every single monster in existence. This includes the Dawnfire forms, the prismatics, and the rares and epics. However, this tier list was created during October 16th, 2024, so as of right now, the beat here after variants and monsters and whatnot are not included in this list. However, I am going to be only ranking the common monsters. I'm going to do the epics, Dawnfire counterparts, and whatnot in separate videos because this is gonna take forever to rank. So let's just kick things off. We're gonna start things off from the top and then we'll work our way down. The only exceptions to the epics and rares are the wall boxes and yeah, just the wall boxes, simply because they have different sounds. Sorry. Alright, so let's get things started. So first is the castle. Don't know why it's here, but I like the castle base, although not everybody enjoys it because it's kind of quiet. On most islands, the castle is actually very enjoyable. I am gonna put it in A tier, so that's just my opinion. Hold on, let me add some more tiers. I'm gonna add an F tier, because we're gonna need an F tier. Where is this? We're gonna call this D. Sorry, guys. I'm gonna call this E tier. So E is like. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Just not. Here we go. And we're gonna change the color of this. Make it like no, red will be F. Sorry, guys. I should have done this earlier, but. It's whatever. Sometimes I don't want to cut all this out, so let me make this green. Let me make E like purple. Yeah, B. I'm gonna make B. Make B white. Alright, here we go. So this looks better. So next up is Noggin, such a classic monster. This guy is adorable. I love him on most islands. He definitely carries, especially Firehaven, he definitely carries the island on his back. I'm gonna put him in A tier. I'm not gonna care about order, so wherever he goes, he just goes. Also, I'm sorry if my screen is full screen. It's simply because for some odd reason on this monitor, whenever I click my taskbar, it just completely breaks. My monitor freezes up, so I don't know what the issue is. I'll get that fixed, but let's just continue on. Next up is Mammoth. Mammoth is another one. That's another classic monster. I don't really like it more than Noggin, though. To be honest, I think Mammoth's kind of mid. I mean, he does have some good islands, like Fire Oasis, but in terms of that, he's gonna go in B tier. I think he's just fine. Telejammer is another one, kind of mid. Don't really mind this monster, he's just kind of here. Potbelly is interesting. I like this monster. It's definitely a fun monster. On some islands it's good, and some islands it's not. Firehaven is my favorite, especially. I'm gonna put it in A tier. I really like Potbelly. It's just such a classic monster, and plant. It's the plant elemental, the single plant elemental monster. It's green. It's my favorite color. I gotta put it there. Tweedle. Okay, this one might be controversial. I'm gonna put Tweedle in D. I don't like Tweedle. I mean, it's not bad of a monster, it's just that sometimes the way it's utilized, it's just not very good. It's kinda bad. Drumpler, I think Drumpler is okay percussionist. I'm gonna put him in C. I don't really have much to say about him, I think he's just okay. Fog, I don't know what to say for Fog. I'm tempted to put him in B, but I really want to put him in A because although he's not like one of the best vocalists, I really enjoy him. He's a very fun inclusion on most islands. Damn, these airplanes in the background. I better be the bane of me. So I'll put Fog in A. I might move him around later, put him in B, and let's see how I feel. Maw is another one, he's gonna go in A. I love Maw, especially Air Island. That is my favorite version of Maw. It's so beautiful, so calming, so relaxing. I just like Maw. It's one of my favorite vocalists. Shrub, I'm sorry, buddy. You're gonna go into E. I feel bad. I don't want to put him in F. I don't hate him, but I don't like him either. He's kind of boring, and he also, like, his sound is not like the one of the best sounds. Like, he's beatboxing, but it sounds like he's farting. Furcorn, this is going to be the first S tier. I absolutely love Furcorn. Everything about this monster is very good, very awesome. However, he's got some islands where he's just not that great. Looking at you, party. Anyway, but he's still a great monster. He's gonna go in S. Octopus is gonna go in D tier. I don't really like Octopus all that much. He's kind of mid. Same thing with Pango. He's not that great either. Cubel, I don't want to put in S tier because although I love it, I think he's kind of overrated. So I'm gonna put him in A tier. I really like Quibble. I just don't want to put him in S tier because I think he's kind of overrated. Also, sorry if my words, I'm kind of stumbling over my words. I didn't come up with a script for this video because I just wanted to speak my mind with this one. This is one where you really don't need a script for it, so yeah. Alright, so Danny Doo is up next. I'm gonna put Danny Doo in B. I think it's fine. I don't really have much of an opinion on it. Cybop is gonna go into C. I think Cybop is okay. I think he's interesting. He's just not, like, one of my favorites. I mean, he's a weird vocalist. He's just in a weird position. T-Rox, S tier. No questions about it. It's one of the best percussionists on the entire game. Honestly, he carries most of the islands he's on. Clambo, I'm sorry, you're also gonna go into E. You're gonna go into E tier with Shrub. You guys can be buddies here. You're good for transitions. Your best island by far is Earth Island, but I just don't like Clambo. I think he's boring. Pummeler is also gonna go into E tier. Problem with Pummeler is he is too quiet. Like, literally, he's one of the quietest monsters on the earth. Like, you cannot hear him. I don't even hear him in the full song. Sometimes I forget he's even here because he's just inaudible. Oh, sorry, Pummeler. Unless you get a volume boost, you're gonna stay there. So, next up is Bogart. Bogart is going in S tier. I think he is a little overrated, but come on, man. He's so cool. Love him. Let's see. Congo? Congo's gonna go to B. I think he's fine. He's a mid percussionist. He's not, like, special, but he's alright. Okay, Thumpies. Thumpies is gonna go into C tier. I like these guys, but the problem is, one, they're kind of quiet, and two, most of the time they copy Mammoth, which I don't really like that. I kind of wish it did its own thing, but other than that, it's cool. Sponge is gonna go in A tier. I like Sponge. His whistling is definitely very fun, and it actually, what's the word for it? It's actually really good on most islands, especially Coal Island. Coal Island's the catchiest out of all of them. I love Space Island and Sponge as well. Sorry, Scups, you're gonna go into... I don't want to put it in E tier, I'm gonna put it in D tier. I think Scups... I don't like Scups, it's just that his sound just doesn't work on most islands. I think he's boring. Pom Pom's gonna go in B tier. I'm not gonna put it in S tier. I don't think Pom Pom's like crazy. I think Pom Pom's a mid vocalist. But other than that, it's alright. Reedling. Reedling is gonna go in an A tier. I would put it in S tier, but I don't like Reedling like that. I'm not too crazy about it. It's a very good monster. Water Island is very good. Earth Island is very good. Like, most of the islands is very good. It's just kind of boring. Not boring. It's just that he's not S tier material for me. Enterbrat gonna go into C. Vocals kind of suck. He's not that great of a vocalist. He kind of sounds like just a screaming troll. I mean, that's probably what he is, but still. Deej, also S tier. I love this monster. Deej is very fire, very cool, very amazing. not Baby Deej though. Baby Deej is kind of bad. Riff's another one that's gonna go in S tier. I love Riff as well. I'm a sucker for strings, synths, drums as well. Riff is no exception to that. I think he's cool. Same thing with Shelby. I love Shelby. Shelby carries Water Island on his back. Chorister is gonna go in A tier. Now, when I did this before, I never did it on a video though. I had Chorister in A, but my opinion has changed. Although he's a good sounding monster, I don't like him very much compared to these other quads. I think he's just kind of a bit too much. I don't know. To me, he just feels a little too much. Headshot Earth Island. I think it would be better if they like tone him down a bit or whatever. Mimic. Now, a lot of people don't like Mimic. I really love this monster. Although he's a really goofy, I think he's really cool. I'm gonna put him in A. I know a lot of people would disagree with me, but he's amazing. Next up we have Kana. Now, Kana is gonna go into A tier. I like Kana as well. It's just that Kana is one of those monsters I have to draw the line with, because there are some cases where Kana can be a little too much. Light Island, for example, a little too much on there, and I don't really like it like crazy S tier. I mean, it's a great vocalist, it's not too crazy. Stog is an immediate S tier. I love this doggo. Oh. His synth sounds are amazing. He carries most of the islands he's on. He's literally the backbone of most of the island. Sorry guys if you can hear airplanes in the background. I've said this before, I live near an airport, so you're gonna hear a lot of airport sounds, especially at night, which is when I'm recording this video. Boskus is gonna go into E. I don't know if I'll put any monsters in F, but Boskus is just I don't really like it. I mean, you know what? Actually, I'm gonna move him into D, because I don't think he's E tier material, but he's definitely not that great of a monster. Fangler. I'm tempted. I don't know. It's either B or A for me, because I like Fangler, but like I don't like him like crazy. He's not like S tier material, so I'm gonna put him in A for now. If I feel like I might move into B. Remember, order doesn't matter, so whatever order put them in. This is just how I feel. Flow is gonna go to B. When I did this before, Flow was lower than B. Honestly, my opinion has changed on him. I think he's an excellent addition on most islands. He's not like one of those stand-out monsters, but he's definitely really good. Glau's immediate S. Don't question me. I love Glau's voice. It's one of my favorite sounding vocalists. Just absolutely epic. Repetile is another one gonna go in S tier. I love this thing. He carries most of the islands that he's on, except for Amber. Amber, he sucks. Flugel as well is gonna go into S tier. I love Flugel. His sound is amazing. I definitely think though Amber is not the greatest of the bunch, but he's definitely really good. Barb, like Flow, has grown on me a little. I'm gonna put him on B. I used to have him really low because I never really liked him, but after listening to him after a while, I realized he's actually a really good addition to his islands, and some islands wouldn't be the same without him. Also, I love the fan-made renditions of this monster. He's definitely really good. The fan-made renditions of Barb has really made this monster grow on me. Wink, I'm gonna put Wink in C. I don't hate Wink, but I don't love it either. It doesn't help most of the islands it's on. In fact, Cave Islands is best, and at most it's mid. So it's gonna be there. It's gonna go C. Waddle is gonna go to B. I think Waddle's fine. I don't really have much of an opinion on Waddle. Willoughby's S. No questions asked. This monster is amazing. Especially Fire Oasis. That's my favorite. That's my favorite. Willoughby. Ruditude's gonna go in A. I am a sucker for woodwind instruments as well. I love woodwind as well. Ruditude is one of my favorites. Although I think Psychic Island is not that great, but he's alright. Ziggurat. Ziggurat's gonna go into S tier. This is one of the best percussionists that's ever created. Especially Amber. He's literally the backbone of this island. He carries that island so much. Dumble, I'm gonna put Frumble in B. I don't really have much of an opinion on Dumble. I think Dumble's okay. It's kind of here. Snooza is gonna go in A. I love Snooza. I would put it in S tier, but like, I don't really think it's S tier for me. Best material for me. I think A tier is fine for. Tring's gonna go into C. I don't hate Tring. It's the same thing like Wink. He's not that great on most islands. In fact, he's kind of useless. Amber Island's his best island at most. He's kind of mid, but he's alright. Same thing with Snizer. Snizer's gonna go into B though, because I like Snizer, but at most, some of his islands, some of his best islands, at most he's kind of mid on it. He is a base monster, so he's supposed to be high, which kind of sucks because I really want him to do more. I think he's just an interesting monster. Yelmet gonna go into A tier. I don't want to put in an S tier because I think Yelmet does a bit too much sometimes. I think it's a little too loud. I think it needs a volume decrease, but Yelmet's fine. I like it. Flummox is another one. I like Flummox. I love the calming tone of this monster. It's so good. And definitely one of my favorite vocals. And it was the first ever Dawn of Fire quad ever made, so that makes it special. Although I didn't play Dawn of Fire when Flummox was first released, but this monster has grown on me a little. Krillby, I'm gonna put Krillby in S as well. I really like Krillby as well. I mean, I put him in A, it said S. I really like Krillby. I don't want to put it in S. I don't think it is S tier material because on some of the islands I don't think it's like a too crazy monster. I don't think it deserves the S material, but I really like it though, so he's gonna go in A. Edamame has kind of grown on me. I've never really used to like it all that much. When I first did this tier list, I had it very low, but I like Edamame. I'm gonna put it in B. It's like mid to me, but it's alright. Pongping's gonna go into C. I would put it in B, but Pongping's addition to some of the songs on it's just so unnecessary. This monster, I feel like this monster, like, they could have done so much better with it. It had so much potential. Well, Fairy Island kind of fixed that, but other than that, Pongping's just kind of mid. Tiala's S. I love Tiala. It's so cute. This monster is one of the best sounding monsters in the entire game, and it's always giving you options for ringtones. That's how good it is. Bicinerus is another monster. I had Bicinerus really low when I first did this tier list, and he's gonna move up to B. I still don't think he's like crazy, but he has grown on me. I think he's an amazing addition. The only thing that is keeping me from putting him too high is because he plays so damn short. I love him to death, but they really need to give him more time to shine on islands, because no matter where he is, he just plays once. I think he's done incredibly dirty. Intersaur is gonna move to B. I think Intersaur's fine, but I mean, it's Intersaur. What else can you do with it? Candelabra is gonna go in A. I love Candelabra. It's just that regular Emerson kind of did it dirty, and then they fixed it with Firehaven. But it's still really good, but I don't think it's an S tier material monster. A Bowheaded though is. So is Dromedary. These two are absolutely amazing. Love these two. Dromedary is ironically my second favorite Quint. Tusky is gonna go in A. I wish Tusky did a little more, kind of like these Quints, but he's just fine. Gnarls is also gonna go in S. Gnarls is my favorite Quint, and well, actually not my favorite Quint anymore, but it used to be my favorite. It's my second favorite Quint. Dromedary is my third. Sorry. All right, now we're moving on to the seasonals. Punkleton. Oh, I don't know where to put this monster. I'm gonna put it in B, because on one hand, I don't hate it. I think it's mid, to be honest with you. It's kind of boring, but I don't want to put it any higher because I remember Seasonal Shanty Punkleton. I'm like, no, that one sucks. So we're not gonna put Punkleton up there. Let's see, Yule. I think Yule's also fine. I don't really know what else to do with Yule. He's just kind of here. Smoochle's gonna go into S tier. I love Smoochel. It's very cute, very adorable. Seasonal Shanty, one of my rich sounding in Smoochels ever. Doniphyre Smoochels, terrible. When we get to that tier list, though, it's gonna be really low, but Blabbit's gonna go into C. I don't really like Blabbit. I think he's mid. Doniphyre just made it worse for me, so Blabbit's here. Or because of that. I'm gonna put Hula in B, or no, I'm gonna put in A, because I like Hula, although its voice is kind of annoying. It's not terrible. It's still really good. Gobbledygook as well. I'm gonna put Gobbledygook in A. I know it's controversial because a lot of people hate Gobbledygook, but I love this turkey. I think he's interesting, especially seasonal shanty. That's my favorite Gobbledygook. Right? Jamboree is gonna go in a B. I think Jamboree's fine. He's kind of mid. He's alright. Clavivera C. I don't really like this seasonal, although I do have a couple of friends who celebrate Clavivera's seasonal holiday. I just don't like it. I think it doesn't really add much to the song it's on. Carolong A. Love Carolong. Sounds amazing. Gives Magical Sanctum a different vibe. Absolutely incredible. Fiddle is going in S. One of the best seasonals of all time. One of the best sounding seasonals. Although I do wish it did more on Fairy Island instead of playing in one verse, but other than that, it's fine. Vivane is B. I think Vivane is mid, to be honest with you. Spirit's gotta go in A. A. This Goofy Goober. I would put him in S, but he's like, okay, he's like not S material because of just how little he plays, but this Goofy Goober has to be high for the memes! For the memes! Monculus is going into S, though. I love Monculus. Its voice is so angelic, so beautiful, so serene. However, I am a little upset that it only plays once on Wublin and Ethereal, and on top of that, Wublin Island is kind of quiet, so... Oh, yeah. Whizbang is obviously S. I love Whizbang to death. Literally, this monster is my wallpaper. Although I've said it before, I do not celebrate its holiday. I just really like it. And also, it's seasonal holiday. It happens in June. That's why I'm a little biased towards these two. Because the holidays happen in June. And that's my birth month. And so, Bookworm. Bookworm is A. I really like Bookworm. It's a solid percussionist. I do wish, though, we had more percussion for seasonal shanty, like more drummers, because Bookworm is the only one. But other than that, it's alright. Okay, we got the Ethereals next. Gas is immediate S tier. Ain't no doubt about it. This monster is absolutely fired. I've said it before in my Ethereal ranking. It's the best monster. It's literally the backbone of the island. It carries the island on its back. You can't have it. This monster's back is literally sore from carrying that song. Grumpire, I'm sorry, I'm gonna put Grumpire in C. I think he's mid. And I don't really like him. I'm surprised no monster's gone into F tier yet. That might change though soon. We'll see. Rebo, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't really like Rebo's design. I think he's kinda ugly, but I am gonna put him in A tier because I am also basing this on their sounds, and Rebo literally is the main percussionist of Ethereal Island, and carries the percussion on the Ethereal Island. Without him, Ethereal Island would kind of sound dry. Geode is also going to go in this tier. Love Geode, so serene, so beautiful, absolutely love it. Humbug, I'm going to put it in C. I like Humbug, it's just like, he's so quiet! Like, he needs a volume boost. I love guitarists. He's just so quiet. Though, they need to boost his volume. Wisp, A tier. Not crazy like S tier, but definitely one of a very fire vocalist. Neblob's also gonna go in A tier. I love Neblob, especially on the forklifts. The forklifts videos. Neblob goes crazy, and I absolutely love it. That's why Neblob has grown on me, because of the fan-made islands Neblob is on. Oraculele is also going to go in A tier. I love Oraculele. It's definitely one of my favorite monsters. It used to be my favorite on Ethereal Island, but they're better. Buddha's kind of mid. I'm sorry, buddy. You're gonna go in a B tier. I think you're just boring and mid, but I respect you because you do what you gotta do. Socks is gonna go in A tier. I absolutely love this thing. It's really beautiful. I'm not a jazz person, but it's definitely one of the best ethereals out there. Kazillion, I'm sorry, you're gonna go into D tier. You know what? Actually, I'm gonna bump you up to B. You're okay, but the thing that's keeping you down is you're kind of terrible in ethereal. I'm sorry, buddy. If they ever do an ethereal reunion island, I hope you do something better. Bellafish is A. I have said it before. Bellafish is unique. That's what makes it stand out, because it's an accordion monster. It's the only accordion monster in the entire game, and that's what makes it stand out, and I respect it for that. I love Bellafish. Dragon. I think Dragon... I don't want to put Dragon in D. I'll put it in C. Insert... Dragon is literally just good for transitions, and it only plays once, so... Yeah, not one of my favorites. Jellybilly is a B tier monster. I think Jellybilly's fun. A lot of people don't like it, but I think Jellybilly is great. He's not crazy good, but he's still really good. Feng Prey. I'm gonna put Feng Prey in A. You know what? I'm gonna put it in... I'm tempted to put it in B, because Feng Prey is kind of overrated, but I really like it. I'm gonna put it in A. Uric is gonna go in A tier as well. I do like Uric, it's just that he gets a little repetitive after a while on Ethereal Workshop, so he's gonna stay where he is. Meepkin, this guy is gonna go in B tier. I really want to put Meepkin higher, it's just that Meepkin, how do I put it? Meepkin gets drowned out in Ethereal Workshop, like you can barely hear it now. Before, like, as of wave, I don't know what wave exactly when that happened, but after a certain point, Meepkin, you couldn't even hear it at all. Blaret is A tier. I love this goofy goober. It will always be one of my favorite monsters. It will always be in my heart. Right. Alright. This one is a bit controversial, and I know a lot of people are going to hate me for this, but I'm putting Gazooks in C. I would put it higher. When I first did this tier list, it was in S tier, but my opinion has changed on this monster. Simply because he's overrated. Like, literally, people always say he's the best monster in Ethereal Workshop. No, he's not. And he's a great percussionist, sure, and the island sounds dry as hell without him, but I don't like him. I see him everywhere. Like, people worship this monster like he's a deity or something. He's overrated, and I stand by it. He's going to stay in C tier. Ogler is gonna go into S. I love Ogler. Such a beautiful monster. Hence monster. Flask is A. Although I did put it in S before. It's kind of bumped down after the hype around it, so it's gonna go into A. Nightbear is a B material monster. He adds great support into the song. He got huge glow up after wave 5, simply because they increased his playing time, and he definitely he duets very well with Mimidas. Pitplash is another one a lot of people sleep on. I'm gonna put it in A tier, simply because a lot of people say it's it's off beat, which, to be fair, it is kind of, but I think it adds great support to the song, and I love how it duets well with Mimidas. Stupid airplanes, get the hell out of here. Zert is another one. I'm gonna put Zert to A. Zert used to be down here when I first did this tier list, but he's grown on me. I think he's very catchy, and sometimes I often catch myself of repeating his voice lines. Teeter Totter, also A tier. Generally, the serials are actually generally pretty decent. I'm not gonna lie. And Teeter Totter's a fun vocalist. I just absolutely love these cutie pies. I keep calling them topsy-turvy. I don't know why, but I don't know. It just topsy-turvy. Whale is S tier. Whale is one of the best vocalists on Ethereal Island. I love this thing. It's definitely a great monster. Vention is ironically the monster when I would always put number 1 every single time I listened to Ethereal Workshop, even when I did my Ethereal Workshop rankings. one when Oogity was out and when Bemeebus was out. I put Vention in number 1 because honestly, I think Vention is better in terms of percussion than Gazooks. I like the other percussionists, don't get me wrong. I think Vention is the best though. Pentumbra is gonna go into S tier. I absolutely adore Pentumbra. It's definitely a very fun and creative monster. I love the idea behind it. It's just so fun, so creative, and like, what's his name? Like, Tater Totter? Like, Xert. Unlike Xert, I often find myself repeating Pentumbra's, sounds in my head simply because of how catchy it is. It is the better Uric, though. The better Mimic, though. Rismith is gonna go in A tier. I really like Rismith. It's honestly more better for transitions, but definitely a very good percussionist. And although one aspect that's keeping me from putting him in S tier is his design. He's a bit uncanny looking compared to the rest of the monster. He just feels out of place. And honestly, he looks more like a Minecraft character, Minecraft mob than anything, but other than that. Oogity! A lot of people sleep on Oogity. I think Oogity is amazing. I love this monster. Although it's not S tier monster, I think it's definitely a very good percussionist. People sleep on this monster simply because there's a lot of percussion on Ethereal Workshop, and a lot of people didn't want another percussionist, but don't sleep on Oogity. Hey. I'm tempted to create my own tier for Bemeebus simply because I love this monster. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to create a separate tier for Bemeebus. I'm sorry, you guys. I have to. I literally have to. So, you know what? Never. You know what? No, I'm not going to do that. But he is going to go in S tier because I absolutely love Bemeebus. It's my favorite monster of all time. He has been dethroned. I absolutely adore this monster with all my heart. It's literally one of my favorite. It's literally my favorite monster. It's just so good. It's so catchy, and I often sing it in my head out loud. This monster is just amazing. My family looks at me, think I'm crazy. Wubbox is gonna go in A tier. I would put Wubbox in S, but I think he's kind of. I think the problem with Wubbox is that his sound doesn't work. Its sound doesn't work on most of the islands simply because it's kind of loud, and dubstep doesn't really fit the vibe of most of the islands, so it's alright. Rare Wubbox, although it doesn't play all that much throughout its songs, I think it's amazing. Wubbin Island is my favorite because that's the one that plays the most out of any Rare Wubbox, and it's also just a good addition. I really like the voice lines. Alright, speaking of Wubblins, we're on to the Wubblins now. I'm gonna put Brump in B tier. I don't really like Brump all that much. I think he's just kind of mid. Although he's the main singer of Wubbin Island, he's just kind of mid. Synth is C. Like, I would put it in higher because I like synth monsters, but synth is too quiet. You can't hear it. Poke's S. I love Poke. Always will. Love the organ sound from this monster. One of my favorites. Also, he looks like a plague doctor. And I went to a Halloween party like a week ago. One of my friends dressed like a plague doctor, and he kind of reminded me of Poke, so amazing. Swak. Swak's gonna go in S tier. Swak is literally the baseline of Wubbin Island. I really like Swak. It's definitely it definitely helps the build up for Wubbin Island. I love Swak. Drumroll is another one. It's gonna go in S tier. I really like Drumroll. Oh, definitely a great percussionist, and he does carry the island with his percussion. So yeah. Zuker is gonna go into C. I like Zuker, but it's just like, no, not amazing. And it's like not too crazy, but like it's alright. Screamo is another one. I think it's mid. I think it's fine. It's gonna go into B tier. Timpa is also gonna go into B tier. I think Timpa is alright. I mean, sometimes I forget it's even here on the island, but it's alright. Honestly, what honestly, you know what, I'm gonna put it in A tier, because Island Pursuit, fan-made song Island Pursuit, has made Tempa grow on me more, because Tempa literally carries the island, so we're gonna put Tempa in A. Dermot is gonna go into C. I don't really like Dermot. Honestly, I think he's kind of ugly, and also I don't like his sound. Giger is an S tier. I've said it before, I don't like jazz, but I gotta admit, Giger's fire. Waljeet is gonna go into B. Now, Waljeet used to be very low for me, but it's kind of grown on me. I mean, I don't think it's too crazy, but it's okay. Same thing with Blipsqueak. Blipsqueak is alright. I don't have much of an opinion on Blipsqueak. Creepy Skull. Creepy Skull is gonna go into A tier, because although it's kind of quiet, it definitely helps Wobbling Island. It's great support, and also the fact it plays throughout the entire song. Come on, man. Okay, we have our first F tier monster. Okay. And that goes to the world's most useless monster in existence, Gargo. This monster is incredibly useless. It literally does nothing for Wobbling Island. It's just here and that's it. It literally does nothing else. Astropod is gonna go in A tier. I don't want to put Astropod in S. I don't like it like that, but it's definitely a really good monster. Pixelotl is gonna go in S though. I love Pixelotl though. The 8-bit sounds from this monster is really cool. Bon Appetit, easy S tier. Well, very high percussionist, although I wish it did have more tracks, but it's still really good. Now, when I did my Wobbling Island ranking, I had Mulch pretty high. My opinion has since changed on it. I don't really like it. Kind of ugly. Not very good, but he's alright. Fleetworm is gonna go into A. Fleetworm's adorable, and it sounds really good as well. Alright, we got Wubbox time. Epic Wubboxes. Plant Island, I'm gonna put this one in B. I don't really like Epic Wubbox on Plant Island. I haven't listened to Plant Island in a while, but this one's okay. I think it's kind of boring. Cold Wubbox, though, is gonna go in A tier. I really like Cold Wubbox. It's definitely really cool. Pun intended. Well, actually, you know what? No pun intended. Sorry, it is cool. No pun intended again. But I like Epic Wubbox, Cold Island, Epic Wubbox. Air Island's going in F. This monster literally just ruins the intro, the starting bit of this Air Island. I haven't listened to Air Island in a while simply because of this monster. It literally just ruins that for a fact. It's so loud, it's so boring, and it doesn't have an instrumental part. Water Island, Epic Wubbox, S tier. I love this thing. I love Water Island. It's my favorite natural island. So is Earth Island. Also gonna go in S tier. Gold Island is gonna go in S tier as well. I love all three of these Epic Wubbox. I think they're really good, and I like the fact that Gold Island plays throughout the entire song, and I love his transitions too. The Sugar Fam. I'm not even going to spend my time. I'm going to put them in E tier. I do not care for Sugar Bush Island. I do not care for the Sugar Fam. I don't really like them. I don't like country. These guys are just like, no. I'm going to put the Wordles in A. I don't really like... I do like English lyric speaking monsters, Bit, for example, but some of the Wordles though just don't really stand out to me. They're just like not like S tier material. I like them, especially Stulip, but they're just not crazy. Alright, time for the Mythicals. I'm gonna put Gajoob in A. I like Gajoob, especially on Mythical Island. One in very fire. It's a bit quiet though, but he's still really good. Yostrich is also gonna go in A. Yostrich is kind of moved down for me simply because of Mirror Error Island. Yeah, that island's terrible, but anyway, I love Yostrich. I love most of the Mythicals though. I think they're really fun, really cool. Strombonen's gonna go into A tier. Strombonen's a little overrated, I'm gonna be honest with you. Also, he's a bit loud, so I don't want to put him in S tier simply because of those two things, but he's still a really good mythical. Shurable! Shurable is... I want to put Shurable in A, but I also want to put it in B, simply because Mythical Island Shurable is not that great. It's literally the quietest thing on the island. You can't even hear it. I'm gonna put in an A. My opinion, I might move it down a little later. We'll see, but it's gonna stay where it is for now. You guys already know this guy's gotta go to S tier. I love this monster. It has been one of my favorite monsters for the longest time. Maybe it has since dethroned it, but it's still one of my favorite monsters. I absolutely love this thing to death. Although it is kind of mid though on Mythical Island. It's kind of quiet. You can't really hear it, but it's alright. Anglo is gonna go in A tier. Honestly, I don't know why Anglo gets so much hate. I think Anglo's design is interesting, and I think its sound is really good too. Especially Mythical. I don't know why that island needed an alarm, but it's still really good. Although, I do have to say though, he is a bit loud on Mythical. I think he needs a volume decrease, but that's just my opinion. Bazinga's S. Easily another great Mythical. Absolutely amazing. Sounding Mythical monster. I really like it on Mythical Island. That high note though just makes me feel like I'm ascending. This monster is amazing. Let's see, Catalyst. Catalyst is also gonna go in S tier. I really like Catalyst. It gives the dreamy feel to Mythical Island, and the island wouldn't be the same without Catalyst. I might actually do a re-rank of Mythical Island. We'll see how I feel about that. Sporal's kind of overrated, to be honest with you. I'm gonna put an A. I don't think it's S worthy, but I really like Sporal. So let's see. So Bleatnik's up next. So Bleatnik is going to go in A tier. I love this little goat. And especially it got its rare form recently. I don't know if the rare is the rare in this list. Rare in the mythicals. Where are the mythicals on this list? Oh, there it is. I did get its rare recently, but I really like Bleatnik. I think it's cute. I think it's amazing. It's adorable. Crunchy's gonna go into B. I think Crunchy's kind of mid. I'm sorry. This Squidward is just like not crazy, but it's not great either. Schlep as well. I think Schlep is really ugly though, but Schlep sometimes gives me nightmares every time I look at it. But like, it's alright. I think it's kind of mid. Weasel is also another one. I think Weasel's mid. To be honest, I actually like their designs, all three of them. It's just that their sounds, they don't do much. Pinkhound C, yeah. Pinkhound's another one. I like its design. It sounds pretty mid though. Nerve is gonna go into A. I would put it in S, but every single time I look at this monster, I see it play, I get PTSD from it, so it's not gonna go into S because of that. It's just the way it plays, it's just so creepy, but it's still a really good sounding monster. I'm gonna put the Dipsters in the same tier. I'm also gonna put that photo in there as well. The Dipsters are gonna go into A. I really like the Dipsters. The problem with them is that they're the monsters that are hit or miss. Sometimes they can be good and sometimes they can be bad, or sometimes they can just be mid. There's some islands that are really good, but then there's some islands that are just really bad on. It's kind of like Wubbox. Wubbox is a hit or miss monster as well. Alright, now we got the Celestials. Skaratar. So, I really like Skaratar on Starhenge. Honestly, when he was first released, he was really... He carried it most of the song. He was definitely one of the greatest monsters on Starhenge. But Celestial Island, he had a huge downgrade. And he's going to go in C tier. Why? Why did they do the Celestial so dirty in the original game? Like, some of them just don't compare to the originals. Ludwig is gonna go in S tier. I think Ludwig is awesome. Awesome. It's not my favorite Celestial, but it definitely carries Celestial Island simply because it does play throughout the entire song. And like I said, I like pianos, synths, and whatnot. Torret is gonna go into A. I really like Torret, but to be honest with you, he's kind of quiet. Honestly, I think he needs a volume increase. That's just me. Plixie is C. I don't really like Plixie. I've never liked Plixie. I've never been a fan of it. Especially its adult form. Its adult form's kind of weird looking, but Plixie just sounds annoying. Atmos is gonna go in S tier. I absolutely love Atmos. It's one of my favorite monsters. Excuse me, sorry. Hornico's kind of another one that kind of got a downgrade, but he's still pretty decent. I'm gonna put him in B. Fernos as well. I'm gonna put B. I think Fernos is fine. Glacier is gonna go into S tier. I absolutely love Glacier. It's one of my favorite Celestials, and it's the best percussionist on Celestial Island. And let's see, Blossom was like Scartar and got downgraded. It's done incredibly dirty. Syncopite is gonna go in S tier. I absolutely love Syncopite. It's one of my favorite monsters. Although I am not Crystal, but it's still really cool. My Celestial though is Vamp, and of course Vamp has to go into S tier. I can't put it any lower because I love Vamp. Although it is personal bias, it's just amazing. Galvana though is kind of okay. I'm gonna put it in A tier. I might move it down to B tier. We'll see, but I like Galvan. I don't really like its voice on Celestial Island. And alright, time for the Magicals. And then we gotta do the Colossals. You know, I'm just gonna move the Colossals right now. I'm gonna put them in S tier. I don't really like the Colossals. Well, they're kind of terrible. So let's start things off with the Magicals. We got Theramine. Theramine is alright. I'm gonna put it in B tier. I think it could be better. I'm the most disappointed. This is the most disappointing out of the single elemental Magicals. Because it doesn't really do much on most of the islands it doesn't really do much on any of the islands it's on. It's just kinda here. That's it. Poppet is B tier material. It's not crazy, but it's still a pretty good monster. Bonkers, I'm gonna put Bonkers in A. I actually really think Bonkers is really cool and very, very, very cool percussionist. And I think he's just interesting. The design especially is very interesting. Yuggler is gonna go into C. I like Yuggler. The problem is the thing that's keeping me from putting it like a B is Magical Nexus. Literally, this guy is one of the worst on Magical Nexus because he does all these crazy animations and yet it only plays one note in each one of its tracks. Terrible. Anyway, Capricorn gotta go in A tier. I don't want to put it in S tier. It's a pretty good monster. It sounds really good. It's very cute as well. I would put it in S tier, but like, I don't think he's S tier material. The sound kind of still lacking something, so he's gonna go there. Parascorp is S tier material though. Literally, who let Parascorp cook? He's like literally one of the best as percussionists in the entire game. We got Ruba. Ruba is gonna go in A tier. A lot of people hate Ruba because it sounds like an ear-piercing screeching sound, but I like Ruba. It's amazing, especially on Magical Nexus. I don't think it's S tier material though, but it's still really good. Gloptic is S tier material though. I love Gloptic to death, especially Magical Nexus. On Magical Nexus, Gloptic is fire. It literally gives the island an Egyptian feel. Definitely really cool. Flutify is gonna go into A tier. I really like Flutefly. I don't want to put an S tier. It was originally in B tier for me simply because Fairy Island was kind of mid, but it's grown on me because of Magical Nexus. But I don't want to put an S tier. I don't think it's like crazy. Hippity Hop is gonna go to B. I think Hippity Hop is fine. Squat is awesome. I'm putting Squat in S tier. He's one of my favorite he's my favorite magical percussionist. He's awesome. We got Whimsies. I forgot the name for some reason. I'm gonna put Whimsies in S. I absolutely love Whimsies. Its voice is amazing. Magical Nexus is solidified this opinion for me. I love Whimsies. Amazing. Cantorol, this is another F tier monster. Cantorol literally does nothing for its islands. Magical Nexus has made me hate it so much. No, I'm gonna put it right here. On the set order doesn't matter, but I put the Colossals in a little too early, but whatever. Yeah, the Colossals I hate though. They literally add nothing to the songs. Bridget is alright. I think Bridget's kind of mid. Like, there are better magicals than that monster. Clavinut, I'm gonna put Clavinut in there. I think Clavinut's amazing. Very cool monster. Who's next? Platy? Platy is gonna go into A tier. I want to put it in S tier, but Magical Nexus. Sorry, buddy. I mean, what do you else want from me? Your Magical Nexus sound is just not that great. Glacula is an immediate S tier. I absolutely love this. It's one of my favorite bone elemental monsters. It's great support. It's a great backbone. Please laugh at that. Peckina. Peckina is another one that's also in an S tier. I love Peckina. Magical Nexus especially. It's really good, especially that third track. It's fire. Goes crazy. Denches is also fine. It's like Hippity Hop. I think they're fine. Not crazy. Hollow's another one. I think Hollow's fine. Hollow just needs a volume increase. Then it'd probably be higher, because Hollow's actually pretty decent. Withers S tier. Easily one of the best Bone Island monsters. Uduk is an A tier. I don't think it's S tier material, but it's still pretty good. Banjo's B. I think Banjo's kind of mid. Same thing with Plankaju. Flores S tier. Love this monster. Can't tell me anything. Bulbo F tier. This monster literally does nothing for its songs. Just absolutely terrible. Why are you even here? Just like, why? Gob S tier. You already know. My favorite magical. Oh. Literally my email profile picture is literally just Gob. That's it. Pluckbill. Pluckbill is gonna go into B. I think Pluckbill's fine. He's kind of mid. Spytrap is an A tier. I like Spytrap. Although Dromedary is better on Light Island, I definitely like Spytrap, especially also Magical Nexus. It's really good. It got a huge glow up. What is it? Fiddlement? Fiddlement's gonna go in A tier. I like Fiddlement as well. Tutu is also another A tier. I love Tutu though. Bloat, I'm also gonna put in A tier. Originally, when I did this list before, Bloat was kind of low. Bloat got a huge Bloat's grown on me simply because of Magical Nexus. It got redeemed. One of the best monsters on Magical Nexus. But anyway, alright, we got a couple more monsters to go. Zeester is gonna go into S tier. I like Zeester. Definitely carries Magical Sanctum on its back. Honestly, also, if you guys, what do you guys think that are they gonna actually add the Magical Sanctum monsters to Magical Nexus? Because if you guys don't know, the Book of Monsters on Magical Nexus, there's more space in the back. That makes me kind of think that they're gonna do that, but I honestly doubt it because they have confirmed, they've said that they won't come. But hey, the monster handlers have a habit of lying. Anyway, Knucklehead. Knucklehead is gonna go in S tier. I love Knucklehead. It's very good percussionist. I think it's very interesting. I also like its design. Very simple. Very cool. Dezo Jin, I'm sorry, buddy. You're D. I don't really like you. You're kind of mid. You're not that great. Kahoot is an A tier monster. Kahoot has grown on me. I used to not really like it. It's grown on me. It's not S tier material, but it's definitely really good. Oztak. I'm gonna put this also in A. I never used to like Oztak, but it's grown on me. I might do a Magical Sanctum re-rank with my voice. We'll see. We'll see how I feel about that. Rorik is gonna go in A tier. I love Rorik as well. Although I wish I didn't just play an ending. I wish I played in other spaces. Frontly, I think Frontly's kind of mid, kind of B tier. Larvalus is an A. I love Larvalus. Is that how you pronounce it? I don't know. Mushroom is an S tier. Mushroom and Knucklehead and the backbone percussionist of the island I like Knucklehead a little more than Mushroom though. But remember, tier list doesn't follow order though, so although these two are in the correct order, it doesn't really matter. Although I know G'day and Frontly are basically the same monster, I like G'day more. Got 2 more monsters left, and Enchantling is gonna go into S tier. One of the best magical quads out there. I know he's a bit overrated, but I really love him. And finally, for the common monsters, we've got Fossiforian Flux. This is another S tier monster. I really love it. And honestly, amazing. And overall, just a really great design monster. And it's honestly made Light better than it already is. Light is my favorite magical island, and this monster has made me love it even more. It's literally one of my favorites now. Well, that concludes the common monsters. I'm going to do a rare one at some point and do the other ones as well, but thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like and subscribe and comment down below what you guys think of my opinion, because honestly I really like this tier list. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!